Got another build for you all today. Hopefully it's something that we find at least a little interesting. I wanted to make a healer build work. This is my attempt at that. So thank you in advance for watching the video, and definitely be sure to leave any comment suggestions you have. If there's a different legendary enchant that you want to see, again, definitely let me know. So without further ado, this build is something I've been kind of poking around with. I wanted to do an absorb type of build, so that's what you're going to be seeing here. Now, throughout these explanations, I'm going to have bits of a dungeon I've done with this build playing, so you'll kind of see what I'm talking about, and then see the dungeon itself. So we'll be giving that a shot. The first thing, the legendary enchant that we're going to be working around is Dominant Word Shield. So this will allow our Power Word Shield to absorb 250% of its normal value when used on a target below 75% health. This additional absorb doesn't last a full duration. It only lasts about 5 seconds, but it also reduces the cooldown of Power Word Shield by 1 second, and the mana we get from Rupture is increased by 100%. Rapture, I'm sorry. So we don't have Rapture yet, but when we have it, should help with some mana. We're not really having mana issues right now, but good to know for the future to get that Rapture. Some epic enchants I'm also playing around with is Armor of Faith. You're going to see that buff pop up a few times. It's going to give them another shield when we heal with Flash Heal or Greater Heal. So just another little shield to absorb even more damage. I'm playing with higher power. I don't know if this is going to be in the long term. It's not awful. Increases the effect of our Greater Heal by 8%, but makes it cost more mana. So we're playing with that. And then we also have Soul Restoration. Your Holy Light, Greater Heal, Healing Wave, and Healing Touch cast reduce the duration of your weakened soul on the target. So obviously this is going to allow us to use even more Power Word Shields, which is the whole point of this build. So you imagine that'd be pretty important. Right now we're only able to benefit from it with Greater Heal, but we could easily pick up Healing Wave, Healing Touch. We could pick up any of those and then be pretty happy with that. Now for abilities and talents, I want to first talk about the abilities that are pretty much required for this build. So we're going to go into the Priest tree, no surprise there. I would say obviously Power Word Shield is something you will be needing. Not really any debate about that, since a legendary is very dependent on Power Word Shield. In Holy, obviously we had to pick up the Greater Heal, and we did pick up the Flash Heal. Flash Heal is just a great kind of like oh shit button. It's a very fast heal. It's a very strong heal. Not as strong as Greater Heal, of course, but it's good in case you're panicking. Now, that's really all that's required. The rest of this I'm going to recommend, but none of these are required in any sense of the word. So to start out, in the Druid tree, I picked up Omen of Clarity just so we can get some free mana cast. I also got Revive. I think it's important, and this may just be a me thing. I think it's important for a healer to have some sort of Revive. Do you need the Druid one? No. So in my opinion, as long as you get a Revive, you're doing your job as a healer. In Marksman, we got Viper Sting. This is something I'm kind of playing around with to get some additional mana regeneration. Now, we use this every fight, and the goal is that we're able to drain mana that we're getting. We're able to drain mana back from the target so that we can use more spells. We also have Life Tap. So we have a lot of ways to generate mana right now, which makes sense considering healer is probably one of the most mana intensive jobs in the dungeon. On top of that, we got Conjured Water. Do you need Conjure Water? No. Is it nice to have? Yes. We're not really starving for ability essence at this point, so I just picked up the Conjured Water. In Holy, we got Blessing of Wisdom, and I do plan to max out the talent to improve Blessing of Wisdom. Again, just another mana spell. There's not really another blessing we'd rather have, with the only exception maybe being Blessing of Kings. It might be more beneficial, but really just like the mana regen right now. Most of our talents are going to be coming from the priest tree, just kind of how this build has been working for me so far. I did pick up some buffs like Power Word Fortitude, just a great stamina buff, really no complaints. I did get the Dispel Magic, because again, as a healer, I think it's important to be able to expunge some of the negative effects on the tank. It's probably going to make healing a lot easier when we start seeing more of them. I'm only about level 38, but in the later dungeons, it will be more relevant. Now, Copious Power is a interesting talent. It basically increases the next healing spell whenever we use Power Word Shield. So if we're using Power Word Shield a lot, we should get a lot of benefit from that. The next one is obviously improved Power Word Shield, because we get a bigger absorb. I did pick up Inner Focus, which is going to empower one of our abilities, mainly Power Word Shield and Greater Heal. We're not really using the Mind Blast. So when we use Inner Focus, it reduces the mana cost of the next ability we use, being Power Word Shield or Greater Heal, not any ability. But it reduces that mana cost by 100%. And it grants us an additional effect. So you're going to see a few clips of me using Inner Focus. I'm a big fan of it so far. Will it be good later on? Who knows, but I'm putting points into it. Then finally we have Reflective Shield. We actually just got that, so you're not going to see it in the video more than likely. But causes 40% of the damage you absorb with Power Word Shield to reflect back at the attacker. Aha! Causes 40% of the damage you absorb. So I'm gonna do some testing with that. I'm not sure if that's reading like I have to be the one taking damage. It may be, but anyway, it's an interesting talent. I picked it up. Could change. Holy Tree. We obviously have Holy Nova and Prayer of Healing. I picked up Holy Nova just as a nice little AoE thing. I could be doing a lot more damage in these clips. I understand that I'm not utilizing my time as effectively as I maybe should be. So the next part of this build is going to be less focused on how to heal, because again, I haven't made a healer before, but I want to also try to weave in some additional damage. So that was the point picking up the Holy Nova. I did use it pretty much immediately after I bought it, after I picked it, so pretty useful off the bat. Then we got Divine Fury to reduce the casting time of our Greater Heal, mainly. We may pick up Smite, which Divine Fury would also enhance, but right now we're only using the Greater Heal. Doing great for that. Inspiration reduces your target's physical damage taken by 10% for 15 seconds after getting a critical effect from your Flash Heal, Greater Heal, etc. Again, mainly interested in Flash Heal and Greater Heal right now, but there's other healing spells on there that we may pick up. Well, actually, Prayer of Healing is on there. I kind of skimmed over it. Prayer of Healing and Holy Nova are our only AoE healing right now. Prayer of Healing is a really strong AoE healing ability, so I've been a big fan of it, but you could go with different AoE abilities. This just happens to benefit from it. Spiritual Guidance increases healing spell power by 25% of your total spirit. Obviously, as a healer, we're going to be stacking spirit. It is our primary stat. And then Surge of Light, your direct damage and healing spell criticals have a 50% chance to cause your next Smite or Flash Heal spell to be an instant cast, cost no mana, and if it's Smite, deal additional damage to monsters. So this Surge of Light is really great, especially if we end up picking up Smite to weave a little more damage in there. Then we go to Shaman, where we kind of got some things for fun. I don't know if Earth Living Weapon is good, but it's a fun one. You know, I don't mind it. So I have Earth Living Weapon, just to have a little weapon enchant. I also got Cure Toxins. You'll notice I did not get Mana Spring Totem. That's because Blessing of Wisdom and Mana Spring Totem do not stack. It's one or the other. So if you're gonna go Blessing of Wisdom, do not get Mana Spring Totem. It's just gonna take the stronger effect of the two. Then finally in the Warlock tree, we got Life Tap. That's pretty much it. Now I'm happy with this build, as you've seen from some of the clips. I think the build is doing great. The tank we have in those clips is a pretty good tank. He wasn't taking a crazy amount of damage. He was still taking damage, of course, as you would expect, but I have high hopes. So we'll see. I'm going to continue with this build. And definitely if there's anything else you think I should give a shot, let me know. Well, thank you so much.